Map number 3 is somewhere where I might not have expected to arrive at, but one win with a dominant performance on Inferno, spurred on by the big man forZe himself, have gotten us to Overpass regardless of that Mirage performance. And that is always a problem when you are giving up monster control, or rather fighting for monster control on the CT side. You're not necessarily able to hold on to connector either, so that could be a problem.
Kit available as well for Nickelback, so should it end up in a post-prime, get a little dicey, but they'll have extra time to work with. Deco, first kill there, and having backup there via Travis is important. 3 players were located over on that A site, and now they're relocating outside of B, but they've started to vacate here on 1 win.
Nickelback. Focus down. Bomb can be planted, but the distance is being closed, and as it is going to be Krad left to defense. Zorte as well, adding his name to the mix, and the mix is getting a little bit T-sided. Very low on all 3 players, but Nickelback will not have a chance as Shalfie's repositioning will net him his second frag and force their first round.
A 3-on-5, and they took so much damage in all those exchanges, but the one move that felt like it pushed 1 win too far is, sure, they were cluttered up and they got there in time to contest the site as soon as that smoke went down, but jumping on top of default, that was a free kill because he was trying to spam that smoke and get that bomb from, kind of prevent it from being planted, and it ended up just being a free frag that forZe attained. Could have used those numbers, could have run without that chaos, but they fall foul to it. forZe, fast play into B. forZe pulls his knife out, trying to escape, but that SMG too damn quick, and Nickelback throwing util, Jerry in their face, and that round, it is so quickly done and dusted. forZe taking over that B bomb site, only the 1 casualty.
And that's an AK that can be recovered regardless. The full SMG rush, well, 3 SMGs, rushing down Monster. Turning out nicely for them. I remember the first time I saw that Heaven smoke was coming out from outsiders as well, just to go back to the similarities between Jerry and Jane that you were pointing out initially. Wow. It is uncanny.
I mean, people just love the hell out of Jerry.
True.
Analysts love him. The fans love him. He gives great interviews. He's a very forward person, has a nice personality. And, Jame has a lot of those characteristics too. I just feel like Jerry doesn't get nearly the same amount of flack. And yeah, it's probably a success thing.
Yeah.
If forZe had made as many deep runs or taken wins off big teams, or been at that echelon for a longer period of time, that people might have said the same thing. Once upon a time. It's not a philosophy that forZe subscribe to too heavily anymore, but
yes,
they did some soul searching.
And in his soul, he found Krad and company, so it feels like his soul has been good hunting. 5 players on this B bomb site. 1 win are expecting a bombardment at B, one that is yet to arrive, and they are second guessing their conviction and dedication to remain on this B bomb site. Commitment issues are a problem, and Travis is an old-fashioned man. Comes out with a big punch to Shalfie's head, and he will hold on to his baby B.
Open that door right for Shalfie, only to close it in his face. Who said chivalry is dead?
Result is looking to kill it, that's for sure. Nothing quite as unchivalrous as a jumping SMG running at you.
No, not quite.
Result. Finds Nickelback will be rotating backwards. Buchanan has to be careful not to be gunned down by these USBs coming his way. Long range spray down. Shows us how it's done. Result now smells blood and more importantly smells money. And he will be coming up green.
Man standing in Travis, and through that smoke he'll find Gary. That's one of the guns he dropped, but won't matter all too much. Result, thought he was close enough by to retrieve it, and he tried to drop his SMG for that rifle that had fallen out of Jerry's hands, but he missed it. Ended up with nothing coming into this round. Either way, that MAC-10 paid for itself. So no harm, no foul. 3 straight here for forZe, and Deco in straight with the AWP. Zorte has one of his own. You might see that AWP head-to-head. Something that was a little bit absent from Inferno. Often one AWP would be there, but not both. Tried for the quick heaven boost. 4-man, then committed there for forZe, but missed out on the timing. Pretty fast to assemble it.
Was that a keyed star sticker? I think it might have been. Got some nice stickers on a few of these weapons. But yes.
Yeah, on the end of that gun there, outside of Monster, I think Shalfie's got it. I think that is a keyed star sticker.
Gone down, good times. Well, good times are still going on right now, and not for Travis, unfortunately. These are slightly more one-sided good times. Travis getting to be the one whose party is Pop. Deco to trade it right back as the CT side will start to participate in the round perhaps a bit more so. forZe, great angle to deal with Result. Drops right off as the drive peaks are going to be punished.
Repositioning and taking over the grate. Flash will not catch forZe. In fact, too late. Shalfie tried to phase that smoke and falls victim to forZe, and they did at least get eyes on the prize. Zorte pre-aiming the angle with that AWP. 3-on-2, but they know exactly where these players are positioned. And a double barrel setup. Boomich going to try and take contact and bait 4, but it's a 20-second round that forZe had to reconstruct some kind of success from that they will tap out from.
Krad's demise over towards the A-bomb site. Extremity made it so much more difficult for them to have a lot to do in this round, but Result just walking forward, trying to find ground is a little bit surprising, considering where Krad does actually end up falling. Like, Deco's super aggressively out forward. That's, maybe he just felt pressure that there could be a rotation coming out from Connector, I don't know.
Well, one of the only rounds we've seen so far from the one-win side where anyone outside of Travis or Deco has found a kill. forZe's double did secure that advantage. They roll 0-3. A trio of them.
Oh, their team was also 0-3. Now they're 1-3.
Direct correlation with others getting kills. Who'd have thunk it?
Travis and Deco were the problem.
Oh, no, that's not what happened.
Shalfie found out, and Boomich is the one to escort him to the other side. And not in a fun red hot chili peppers way. Travis still got Result to deal with. Result will be fed away, but as Travis reveals his position and aggression that has been triggered forward, Deco misses out on a shot that wasn't even a full strafe outwards. Flashbang through. Deco's completely blind with the USB. He needs to fight it out. He's got so much damage on the second as well.
Oh my days.
If not for the fact...
I mean, getting one already with the USP is already quite a task. Almost finishing 2 kills is ridiculous.
If not for the fact that forZe goes down there to Zorte, that would have been a disaster. Even now, you've still got 2 players on barely any HP.
And it's kind of set up for a nice spray down by whoever contests them on this A bomb site. But Boomich is going for a wrap around the bathroom, something I don't think they'll anticipate.
They go back to delaying them as long as they can. Boomich lines up 1, makes it 2. Smooth, easy peasy. This man could be the... Honestly, that was just perfect.
Yeah, great positional awareness, great spot to hold, and great initiative as well to move in from behind. forZe were none the wiser. 4 kills for Boomich. who, once again, was trapped at 0 before this round. But all that turbulence, all that chaos that was thrown in there from Deco, he only gets 1 kill, but he stopped forZe right in their tracks. They're having to juggle guns around. Really consider whether they even wanted to continue committing to the A-bomb site, but I think realized they had little choice.
I don't hate the fact that Crad's bought here, but it is something where you have to realize the investment, and soon. There isn't another piece of Kevlar across the rest of these players. This isn't a, oh, you can pass me along AK. This is a, hey, I'm gonna go and get an entry or just bait the hell out of you, AK.
Yeah, even if he dies, though, you know, aim punch is certainly a factor, but if you just swing out one tap him, you don't have to worry about getting aim punched.
Thanks, Coach Michael.
No problem. Anytime.
That'll be $80 per half hour.
Yeah, you found my Fiverr account.
MP9 of Travis is very nicely positioned down in Banana to be prepped and primed for a flashbang from Deco should the need arise. And if not, well, listen, there's 4 players with that Kevlar and with that much to fight back with, and they're going to be coming back to fight him. Crad still in a position where he can actually put up a fight, but with rotations coming over, Deco and forZe will prevent the bomb from getting its way over to the site. Crad, good for another kill, so there is at the very least some damage dealt to the CT side, pushing them back down to potential reset territory should they lose all 5.
Gotta appreciate that he's more interested in the team side of the Counter-Strike, but certainly one of the heavy hitters for that forZe side, so I wonder whether or not that lack of an AK could come back to bite him. A 3-0 start that is trumped by 3 straight, a trifecta of rounds for 1 win as well. I think Crad heard the sound cues. Took a while before he got that silent jump to activate.
Yeah, I've never quite understood how the silent jump mechanic works. I just know it does.
It's basically if your feet aren't firmly planted, you don't jump as high. That is the gist of it.
forZe is gone in the meanwhile. Shafe misses out on an opportunity, but that's his rifle spotted out. Deco on the other side is quick to make use of it. Crad, meanwhile, honestly thought it was just a CT, the way he was positioned looking at Boomage, but no, indeed he is not.
Travis is ducking behind the flower pots and hoping he goes uncleared from Crad on his surveillance over at A. Still reinforcement is coming, and Restorm will get caught none the wiser. Crad able to trade immediately, especially before that bomb makes its way into the bomb site. This is a 3-on-2, and one that they may not favor their chances in. They're still detached, they're still set up over at B, and until they get a kill quick, there's no way in, and it's just as bad that Nickelback falls before Deco can even get close enough to consider it.
That's a particularly tough death to have to swallow, because if not for that, Deco could have dropped a rifle going into the next round. He's got enough money and enough utility in his belt to not have to care about that, right? So you could drop an M4 as well as have a another smoke picked up potentially. Then Nickelback maybe drops a farm or something like it. You can scramble together, but instead, 1 win are probably going to be forced to either go into a very lackluster Deagles and MP9 combination buy because of their loss bonus being where it is, or just saving around the op and hoping that the monster miracle worker.
I was making the argument that maybe Crad would regret the fact he didn't have an AK, but it didn't matter in this round. Backs were exposed, found a quick trade as well, and he was really the most important piece for this forZe side to re-navigate over at A. A lurking man, this Crad guy. Damn, is he dangerous. See a small call to discuss how they want to approach this round. And they are investing fully around the AWP. I like the choice, but you got to make something of it.
Hopefully Nickelback can be the one to find some success as well. Obviously, we've pointed out that the earlier quiet trio has one by one started to find their voice, but unlike some fun children's movies, Nickelback is still yet left without his ironic, considering his name, some would say. But we'll have to wait to see what this round holds. Well, that's not a great start.
Yep, fearless boomage, as always, but right into the AWP. forZe peeling it back away from short, and Nickelback finds his first kill. forZe as well will make use of the chaos, but Nickelback's the one that collects on the frag and gets his hands on an M4. Suddenly this defense is looking much more difficult to beat past. Suddenly, as well, with Deco's presence inside connector, that was the one kill that feels like it might have just tied the bow on this round. forZe's quick aggression over at B finds little success.
Okay, what's going on the forZe side? Because the B side aggression after the first kill coming into it is... fast B side aggression is always a little bit iffy, but when you get that first kill, Overpass being the kind of map that it is, rotations are so damn quick to come through, and early on into the round, you know they're gonna have utility, they're gonna have all of that good stuff going for them. I have to start to wonder, did they maybe misread the economy a little bit? Like, what's going on that end is the real question for me.
Yeah, might have just made the assumption that because all that was saved was an AWP, best way to circumvent the AWP is by not letting it do its job. You know, working slow picks and taking deep angles. If you just simply rush into the B bomb site and the AWP's not there, you mitigate the biggest threat. Something to consider. I'm not saying that's the particular justification here, but
it is a possibility. Well, regrettable jump up, to say the least.
Well, this sucks. He's probably going to die after time because they're setting up to do exactly that.
Well, Travis accidentally just completely outmovements him. Zorte baits them into killing him before time runs out by chucking utility that would make them... What a play. Big play.
Yeah, if he'd have known he was so close, he might have even gone for the knife kill because you miss an ult bullet, you're super vulnerable to that. This has been good stuff here from OneWin, pulling up their socks. And again, you know, every round we've seen a different member of this OneWin trio, the newer additions to this squad, find kills as an immediate correlation to a round win for OneWin.
Travis has to be careful that he doesn't get overrun here. That Tech9 could do some heavy lifting. Going into the... Oh, yo, don't need the Tech9 when you've got deagles like that. Resold. AK recovered. Kevlar on his chest. Let's not forget that one little detail. Zorte is a detail that is proving to be entirely forgettable. A team nade is not particularly helpful for Deco either. He's not happy about how that one's going, and Result will have a team kill. Krad's demise is met, Result giving back what they were given on their own side. And Jerry will get the bomb plot down, achieving more than what they needed. The shadow is very clearly visible. I'm just surprised it took them that long, but yeah.
Yeah, Nickelback was looking the other side of Dyson, and I think quickly came to the realization, or someone might have screamed it in his ear, you could see the shadow! So finally dealing with it, dispatching of the round. But considering they came in with pistols, a bomb plant, extra $800, that's nice for them. This game is close. It hangs on a tightrope. Neither have been able to attain firm control of this game. And they're not doing anything too crazy. You know, the pistol round was probably the most spread out we've seen the OneWin defenses.
Most likely.
3A start this time, though, for OneWin. They want to try and get aggressive double AWP setup. One in Boomich's hands. Probably situated on the B-bomb site, but Nickelback under pressure. Molotov down. Will find a timing to peek out, but a second man right behind him, Krad. The trade is instant.
Nickelback's not really ready for that second player. There. Becco's going to try and move back towards connector to regain some control as Travis's aggression will be faced off with at least a lot of sound cues given up. Jerry's demise will keep them in place, but Deco himself has fallen, and Crad get this much map control as he's heading right back towards the A-bomb site to see what he can find. forZe will at least be able to circumnavigate him. But these two players, as long as they know, Crad ducks away, he's kept himself alive. From behind the bins, Crad will be able to stay on this A-bomb side as well, but the problem will be Travis. They know he's coming in hot on their heels. They should be aware of it with Jerry's earlier demise, but no, he can see the bomb. He's not able to take it down. Instead, prioritizes silence, prioritizes safety. Bomb will be planted. Will they check behind? Zorte not turning around, will be left all alone as Shelfie's demise is met, and forZe likely to reveal himself soon as well. Will pick up the AWP, recovering that for the next round. One win will be on 6.
Oh, that is such a crazy move there as well from forZe. So much awareness, you know, you start to talk about it, but then all this action takes place. But the fact that forZe goes back to check and takes the safest route possible, you know, one that, you know, could potentially be an area of conflict as well. Routing through bank is not uncommon for lurkers either. But had an understanding that, wait, Krad's still alive? I bet this man's up to his old tricks. And you know, ex-teammates, they're gonna have that kind of knowledge on one another. forZe simply addressed him and kind of pantsed him over on the A site. A little miscommunication perhaps from forZe as well about the potentiality or the potential of a flank. Smoke down at the mouth of B, and it's not comfortable, but the spam is great from Nickelback. Caught on the reload. Result could have considered it, but Flash being primed, they will not hazard through it.
Won't lie, and I am quite surprised about that. When Resol's generally been the one to get aggressive consistently, perhaps he's been given a telling off about the situation as it stands. Boomich on the secondary op is not one weapon I would honestly ever expect to see him on. I won't lie to you. But with the saved sniper from the previous one, it is a slightly lower investment, I suppose.
And not been punished for it. Get to see him have that impact.
Ready for the push forward, that is Shelfie. We'll be moving back defensively as well. Boomich will at the very least be able to give out sound cues. There is a couple of flashbangs available for the T side. forZe trying to move in off the back of those. Now Molotov as well, but it's not used yet. forZe catches them with a grenade in their hands, and forZe are falling apart right now. Zorte and Crad, all that are left. Crad activates, but is it too late as forZe still alive on the back of the bomb site? Will be able to nestle away, find some safety, and as the Molotov will be extinguished soon after, his teammate's life is as well. Caught on the reload, Crad's got the double, and on his way back to B, is maybe going to be able to save the round as well.
Uh-oh. Was spotted, was ID'd inside of heaven, took a little bit of damage, and Crad plays underneath him. Nade is decent. Not quite enough, not landing on top of his head, and almost impossible for Deco to make his way out of this situation. Crad out, and Crad drops him. 4 kills from the big man, and it's 15 in total. 4 is up to 5.
What a ridiculous round coming out from Crad. It felt like he was completely disconnected from the action to the point where he'd be too late, right? forZe is waiting outside the smokes. They've gotten, what, one player dead early on. Their executes messed up where they're being caught with utility in their hands. And Crad is too late. But is he really when he's hitting shots like that?
Yeah, nice stable aim. forZe being empty-handed was, I think, a big surprise there for one win. And unsurprisingly, this game being as close as it is, one answer back there from forZe, and one win, their money has left in. Step made. Travis knows that they are closely approaching the front side bathroom smoke. Divider wide peek from Deco, and could get punished flash by and will go way too high on the pre-fire swing. Timing was perfect, but misaligned, and 2 players drop on that A site instantly. This might just be a call to save. You see those B site players not making their move. Closest one by is forZe, but without that spam, there's no way in.
Shopify as well is just going to go and take down Village and company over here. Theoretically, they are able to fight their way out. An upgraded rifle as well, so one win will have 3 taken forward. Don't forget that secondary op investment that I said wouldn't be all that important. It's important now, Michael, because they won't have it in the next round. Hell, they're not even going to have the 3rd rifle.
Yeah, they upgrade one but lose another, so the result is about the same. That fell apart rather quickly. OneWin have been actually playing away from the A bomb site a number of rounds. This might have been one of the reasons that they decided to try and go for this more aggro setup, you know, facilitate the AWP of Deco. You know, they conceded connector control. These are things that have happened in rounds gone by. That's what's allowed Crad to sometimes sneak into that A bomb site. But this time they died trying to hold it, and it ended up being a much more grim picture to paint as far as contesting the round is concerned. And now with those saved weapons, can they do something alongside it? We saw a half-buy commitment succeed for OneWin earlier on. But these rifles are kind of alone. That's why they hold each other's arms on this short push.
Which creep forward, and Chalfie has to be... Oh, he's going to be fully heard. Audible, give it... Oh my god, Boomich is looking a little bit sharper than maybe he has any right to every single time he's trying to exit Monster and save a weapon. I know it's a very specific scenario, but it just feels like he's just getting that one every time.
Don't think me there. I've practiced that one. It may be niche, but I'll do it. Still cluttered outside of B. Bomb there with them, and Jerry being quiet on the drop down. You know, extra caution, just in case they stuck around outside of Monster. Zorte, a very, very, committed clear. Don't know if he actually spotted Deco, but I'm sure that he had an escape path. Nickelback standing his ground, but there's a trade there from Jerry, and Rotates won't get there quite quick enough. Boomich took the low ground, USP on high, and Jerry can get this bomb down. Someone has to cover for it, though, and might have just slipped on by, but Result punishes that slow creep up bridge. That's a rifle in no man's land. forZe with the USP can do nothing but watch his life fall out away from his eyes. forZe into the lead.
And perhaps it's surprising that they've gotten a hit, right? One win. It all comes off the back of the one round where Krad's 4K is able to just save the day, and then after that, the money is made worse and worse. It's dilapidating. Sure, this round was one that OneWin should have probably lost out regardless. The fact that they did get, you know, a couple of kills is at least some signs of life, but even now, you're not going to have an op, which basically means you're not going to have an op for the rest of the half.
You've seen CT sides fall. We've seen the T side start to rise with the changes to weapons specifically, but 7 already feels like enough here on this T side. All about whether forZe can attain more, and with the fact that Krad has found his opening kill over at A, this map starts to feel a whole lot bigger from OneWin's point of view. A whole lot of ground to cover, not a whole lot of people to do it with. Deco will be trusted to hold on to that A-bomb site, but doing so without his prime weapon. Would rather the AWP, I'm sure, but couldn't afford it. And I like the proactivity here from OneWin. Double pushing through Monster, they get some information, they gather, and that will start to lean them over towards an A site hold, but might be a little too late. Util comes in, flashes and smokes are good, but Boomich trying to cheat in front of it, gets spotted, won't get punished for that peek though, still 4 on 5.
forZe trying to come in for the light flank and sorZe to cover it off, and this A1 is going to have such a hard time to actually cross over. forZe trying to play it smart. Knows that the I hate it. I know it's the right move, but it feels like the wrong mentality when you've been battered down in a couple of these rounds in a row.
Yeah, no, I see it. The problem being that, you know, retaking A with just no util, no kit. You know, it was a simple decision from their point of view. I get where you're coming from. The game has been scrappy enough where, you know, these retakes you could very well win them. But if they lost these weapons, then they would have practically, I wouldn't say no chance, but, you know, their chances would be less
prominent.
Yeah, like you said, right choice, but considering the way this game has been going and how close it has been, this does allow forZe access to 9, because just because you save those weapons doesn't mean you're guaranteed to have a better look in at the last round of the half.
Yeah. Oh no.
Oh.
Okay. forZe doesn't just finish off any hopes that they had in the beginning. Unfortunately, OneWin doesn't go aggressive in this round, perhaps partially off the back of Travis's death in the previous one, where Crad was able to just leapfrog his way through the Molotovs and find out Travis.
forZe are a very methodical team, though. It will burn a lot of utility in pursuit of certain areas of the map. Flash was good, but they didn't peek wide enough outside of that rock. Deco was out in no man's land. Flash, but wasn't spotted. Gonna be counting his lucky star that he was able to get away from that situation. Crowd will once again be left to lurk. He's on 17 kills for the forZe squad. Closest behind him, 5 discrepancy, is Result.
Congregation on this B-bomb side from the CTs at 35 is the right call to make. At least that's what we know from being able to see the site itself. This train Pettis stop running so they can line up that Molotov. Toxic molly down, but that's not where Nickelback's playing in from. They've got a smoke down to isolate away. Jerry is gone and Resol joins him on the sidelines. Crad and Shelfie able to respond, but Crad once again has to get up to some heroic zorZe. Not in position to get too much done, and Crad's late activation will once again find the head of forZe. Boomix is left alone on this bomb site, needs to be able to deny the bomb plant, but the problem is that he's running out of bullets. Boomix in the 2-on-2 is trapped in between a rock and a hard place, and he's going to fight right back, even given space and time to reload. zorZe now instead pulls out the deagle, but he can't find the shot. Boomix! The ammo wasn't on his side in the beginning, but it is in the end. A 7th found and OneWin prevail. We're back after a break to see whether they can finish it off. 7-8 on the second half. Where have I seen this one before? forZe looked like they had found some dominance off the back of a great clutch round, but one win still able to get some life out towards the end of the half.
Yeah, what an absolute monster Crad was as well, and even unlocking some of these rounds 4-4s, even if they were at man deficits, Crad always made it competitive. See if they can pull something off in this pistol. Assertive in towards short water, like one win themselves were doing, but sticking around. They'll keep Zorte there and still look to reinforce that A-bomb site all the same. There is utility to work with here on the one-win side. 2 smokes, a flash, a Molotov, all can be placed atop the right site, and given where they're set up currently, the A-bomb site will most likely be the target. Available, and Shalfie out in the middle of nowhere. It's a bit of team damage darted in as well, but while his action's been happening, Zorte's been forced away from short water, courtesy a dink from via Travis, and now OneWin look to accelerate at least one player into this A-bomb site, trying to keep these players busy, but the rest of the squad are re-navigating. Jerry's actually dealt with that initial scout, so now it might mean that OneWin have to commit much quicker.
Has to be the rotation coming up from the CT side now. At this stage, forZe good for the quick frag. Crad taken out, but they're not aware of Zorte behind. Zorte's trigger discipline doesn't pay off for them. Secondary peek comes in from the side. Nickelback will be able to do so and then proceed forward to get the bomb down. Not even necessary. Travis collects and finishes off the round before Jerry even had a chance to have a say about things.
Kind of a tricksy move that Zorte tried to pull, but you know, one person passed, 2 people passed. They were so concerned about being swung front side wood or towards the opening of the monster tunnel that somebody at some point had to consider looking elsewhere. No point a third man looking at the same direction.
Smoke and a flashbang on the USB buy. Flashbang, I understand. Hell, I agree. Hell, I advocate even. Smoke, however, is trying to push through the monster tunnel. The push that's already been committed to by forZe. Nickelback made forward as well, will be making it even more difficult, but they have recovered an AK at the very least.
Yeah, I think that nade was actually more trying to be preventative rather than getting a kill. You know, he wanted to try and blow that AK away from that monster tunnel because he anticipated they'd probably try and pick it up. He can do both, but imagine that was the line he was thinking along. And yeah, I think that was the initial plan. You know, smoke the end of the monster tunnel, they can group up, and then they could flash through and maybe catch the extremities player. They weren't even given enough room to do that.
I'm surprised Result is actually sticking around here. I know that it's a very safe angle to try and contend in from, but going for additional damage seems to be perhaps a bit greedy when you've got the AK.
Yeah, somewhat negligible. Like you said, it's an angle where even if he does get insta headshot, at least it's in a retrievable enough position, like he had a teammate with him. But yeah, probably unwise.
Result's been a very interesting player for me so far in all of what we've been able to see, be it on Pro League, be it here, be it in earlier qualifiers that we've covered for. Sorry. He's had these moments where it looks like, oh, he's playing this super cerebrally. His rounds been playing out perfectly, some great decision making, and then he has moments where he will sort of show his perhaps his newer colors. You know, we saw a fair bit of that on Mirage, even though forZe was dominating Mirage, and we saw had some good moments there as well.
Yeah, I think he's definitely a player that looks like he knows the right decision a lot of the time, but he'll still try for the sometimes the lower percentage play, which, you know, can be kind of a blessing. I think Shalfie was certainly one of those players as well when he first joined forZe, and he ended up becoming a valuable asset, enough so that he could be retained on this roster for now coming up on a second year. Crad's the cool, calculated one. Maybe a little bit more unchained, but everyone has their strengths and weaknesses. It's all about how much you lean into them. A lot of damage exchange at the start of this round, but no frags found, no quick pace as a result of that damage either. Just trying to keep forZe away from the approaching control of 1win.
Result could be primed up for a flashbang as well. Jerry does have it. But instead they're choosing to go for a 2-0-2 split. And when I say 0, I mean 0. Both players on the B bomb site are playing the far wall. So rotating back to A. The only way that's possible is if Zorte, Shalfi, and Krad are able to find at least a kill or two. Preferably 2. On 1win. 30 seconds left on the timing, and positioning for forZe couldn't be more problematic to deal with.
Oh, for this exact reason. One spammed and the second as well. They didn't see a damn thing. The shrubbery able to cover Zorte, but caught in the flash. Zorte almost caught in no man's land, and Boomich will collect on 2. So just as quickly as Zorte had his impact, Boomich answers back, and so that bomb can go down.
So they did have a Molotov on the CT side, but they choose to go for a further back Molotov instead. Jerry is able to find Nickelback in the meanwhile, who was forced off of the corner angle. Still a very difficult retake to try and attempt for the forZe side. This is a double banana presence on the T side. Deco, what a shot from him. Looking for a little bit more, but close range, it's Boomich. Has to come through with 4. He's had his clutch moments, but this won't be one of them. Shalfi, he's lost the bomb. He might not have had time because of it. Are you sure, Michael?
Yeah, no, he's got it. He's fine. He's fine. Okay. It's all good. I got a little concerned as well, but fortunately enough for him, even without the kit, it didn't matter. There was a kit around the bomb site, and I think he thought about going to collect that, but much more important that he just secures the round. This is all over the shop. I mean, back and forth trades. Deco even still committing as deep as he was, even though he found that first kill, might have just felt in rhythm for that next duel. But because he lost it, it really put far too much pressure on Boomich to collect on that. They hadn't even tapped the bomb. They hadn't even threatened it yet. And even with that knowledge, Deco was far more forward-facing than you would have anticipated. The Orper, one of the players that was on the rise for, has been for several years. I think, you know, we've yet to see him take that next leg up. This new look 1win could certainly be a place to do it, you know, working off the experience and the minds behind not only Entropic, but then also Na'Vi and the sort of caliber that Boomich can bring.
I mean, Deco had rumors associating him with everyone for a while as well. Yeah, he was one of those players along with him and Elian.
And it seemed like no one touched either of them, so it needs to be so much of a presence, so much of a force that you almost can't ignore them.
It's all chalked down to, CIS buyouts are a little bit difficult, they're, you know, a little bit iffy on the amounts and whatnot, but maybe more to it than that, and he wants to prove everyone his worth.
People have the same talks about the Brazilian scene as well.
Nickelback down to 8 HP, no longer wants to take the beak. The flashbang as it goes out, Shalfi will be able to punish him and take him down. In the meanwhile, the flank is well timed. Jerry will find Deco. Forrester, the only one to frag back, and not for long will he be left standing.
Just lovely shots from Shalfi. Pushed all the pressure off the rotate to just simply secure extra ground with him. And once he got those 2, you know, the perimeter was secure. One would try to work with spacing and actually accelerate the pace. They've been grinding out these rounds very slowly on this T side. Now put into an economic rut. forZe can attain a bit of distance. And Jerry is so quick, you know? I'm up against... What? Wait, let me just double check this again. Let me check my notes. Glocks? I'm gonna have to buy the MP9, guys.
Hey man, you know Jerry, he knows the numbers. Put it that way.
Bit of an eco fiend. You guys can have all the gun round kills. I don't care about that. Give me.
I just want to secure your future, right? Like, I need you guys to think of me like the father of this team. I just want to provide for you. And to do that, I need to be a cobra.
I need money.
An eco-cobra.
Guns don't come for free.
Indeed they don't. Can he pay for his, though? Can he find a sweet, sweet juice? The unarmored flesh of this bit an apple? Boomich will at least be one casualty.
Halfway there to justifying the purchase. MB9 can pay for itself. Not sure how the money gets transferred to your account so quick. You're working in advanced technology. Shalfie is sweeping up all the kills, and that's an A1S without any bullets, even if Nickelback had recovered it. Unlikely that he gets away with it, and Jerry will even be able to upgrade, so hey, that's lovely.
In all fairness, I feel like because you can't buy anything into the next round, maybe that's like it, right? Like, your bank account actually isn't refreshed until later on. Just the numbers that are added.
But we see it in real time.
It's accounting fraud. That's what it is. Well, won't get into a lesson in time value menu over here. Not yet, at least. Not late enough in the night for that one.
Jerry, kind of a madman move, but great space to take. Ooh, even spotting out Boomich. We're not seeing the fight, but there is a fight happening inside of the playground. So that's because Travis is ripping heads inside of the connector. Crad trying to secure some kind of an exit path, but now with Jerry out in those playgrounds, has to try and escape long. Zorte might be able to deal with the aggression out of Con, but one player slips on by. Smoke deployed. Travis wasn't certain if he was spotted. Still 4-on-4.
Result is completely isolated over here on the B-bomb site. Shalfie nearby enough to support or at least theoretically provide that, but a flashbang from Result, a smoke that is still down. He cannot prevent this bomb from being planted. Some spam to come forward, but nothing to connect, and one win are nicely positioned. The only worry that they might have is a smoke that's segmenting off the short player. Travis can't get involved, and when he does try to do so, Jerry's there. Shalfie as well will only collect on one. Jerry gone. Resorte all alone. The one-on-one close range. And he's got it done. Knows where the kid is as well. Will have lost it, but it should still be in time to get the defuse. I'm not biting down on it this time.
Nah, yeah, he's fine. Once again, there's enough time for Zorte to commit to this one. And some fantastic quick shots, you know, almost questioning why these riflers just kept on trickling in one by one. They were double committed to the same angle. You had to almost commit in the same way. You go for a double swing, it's much more likely that you might even find both kills. But even in spite of that, Zorte, once he knew where they were positioned, there was no way they were escaping his sight line. All about whether or not he missed the shot, which he doesn't. A little worried as well.
He even been able to finish out that second one, but in the dissipating smoke didn't realize that his bullets had connected.
Also, just a very concerning retake there from forZe. They were just so quick to make their move. They were trying to help. Was it Result on the B bomb side? They were throwing so many flashes over, but all he was doing was trying to keep himself alive. You know, he was playing the long game in that decision tree instead of trying to take fights. He didn't want that smoke. He knew that all of OneWin were right behind the initial probe.
I don't blame OneWin for buying up behind this much weakened CT economy, but it is still something that could bite them in the behind as well.
Yeah, they've got some floating funds here on forZe, so it's not like you're capitalizing on a weakened buy in this round. It only really sort of materializes in a follow-up. I'll be thinking too many steps ahead.
Forster can't take any steps ahead. His head's been taken off. Brand wants to take the peek forward, realizes that cross back to the tree, but the timing escapes him. Boomich to shut him down. Nickelback Molotov to the back of the bomb site will be able to at least force Shalfie to have only one angle to work off of. Travis, position revealed. Deco through the smoke will be able to trace him out, but Jerry's back, and so is Zorte. The spam is going to reveal their positions. Deco's doubled up, wants to keep it going, but while he wants the bomb, Resource made his way over, turns a 1v2 into the perfect set of duels for himself. It's 13 for forZe, who can do no wrong.
Yeah, I mean, another close call, another close shave, but this time they don't even get the bomb down here on 1win, and things go wrong. You know, Boomich, his timing at long, it felt like that was going to be the real difference maker. Suddenly, that perimeter that they had hoped to set up over at A got increasingly, got smaller and smaller as that time ticked down, and you saw that flurry there from 1win. They wanted to capitalize on that, and Deco got the kills he needed to. You know, he found the trades, he found a kill through smoke, he secured enough. But when it comes to the nitty gritty, when it comes to these 1-on-2s, 1win can't bring it over the line. Deco's already bought, and I don't know if others are going to join him. Travis will accompany him in his decision. And whether reluctantly or not, a slow buy here from 1win to leap into round 23. A 4-round deficit, but they want to try and call it closed at that. It's just another round where you're just not going to have the Deco on an AWP, who, on his CT side, had his impact, had his rounds, but would sometimes be circumnavigated or go missing. Boomich has been the big bad on Overpass, but don't know that him firing off is the only one that you can have in that kind of a performance. You know, you are looking to players like Deco, like forZe to accompany him. forZe is not too far behind.
Result wants to try and get a little bit exploratory as well. And listen, this is where you gotta go back to that Mirage performance, the B anchor, the way he was playing. Sure, there was one round where he chose to be safe in Overpass. That will not always be the case. In the meanwhile, Crad is pushing forward. Oh my god, Crad's gonna find a timing of here, isn't he? Crad is going to find a timing. Okay, there's 30 seconds on the clock. Crad is getting ready to come in and push forward, get the information required. He's been the main man to do just that. And now, hearing utility flying forward, Nickelback and company even think that they've turned back and check. Crad gets a headshot, but instead, he's had his own head lopped right off. Rotation back to A. Zorte to quickly eliminate and give a buzz cut to Travis, but they've not realized the fact that the B bomb site has been given up. Result nearby on the bomb site. Spam is good. Spam is great. Deco inside the smoke being spammed even more so with Jerry on the side. They're able to finish him off. Nickelback and forZe are the only ones left behind. forZe on 30 points of health, trying to deny the plant, trying to do anything he possibly can, but how much is really going to come through?
Yeah, I mean, there's just no way that Nickelback can pull it off. No chance, no hope, and the call was so good from 1win, all in all. It's just not enough. They bit down on that fake. They thought it was going to be an A play. But if not for the efforts there in denying one of the players out from the site and then also finding Deco, they were just too spread out. They were stretched too thin to come in with that post plant. They needed those players to stay alive a little longer.
And of course, quick apology to the viewers. We did have some technical issues, so I think we might have both been shouting over each other at the same time. But hopefully, you could experience the chaos the same way that forZe did.
Yeah, I don't. You know, you dropped out on my end, but you know, they might have still heard you. I didn't say much, but interrupted you at the tail end. But this is a tactical, almost certainly. I mean, 1win were this close to converting around, pushing themselves up to double digits. You know, they've been away from an AWP. They've been away from converting rounds. You know, forZe are on a nice little hot streak for themselves, because this game was as close as could be. Very back and forth in that first half. But ever since Shalfie started to have some solid holds over on that A-bomb side, since Zorte's been able to find that impact as well, things have gone a bit more askew. And that's something that forZe could never get to work in their favor on their T side. The 4-man boost, 1 win, find an opener.
Big one to find as well. Resol's been in solid anchor position. Zorte's trying to go surfing. This ain't Hawaii, buddy. It's Overpass, and Jerry's been left as a lonely fellow on the B-bomb side. His ghost will be less lonely, though. There's apparently a good old party going on. Resol and Zorte have popped open a few cans and are waiting for Shalfie and Crad to come through.
From a complicated, I guess, you know, I say complicated. It was a pretty bare bones. We're going to fake A, but we're actually going to attack B. From something that's a bit more convoluted from the forZe perspective into something rather quite simple. Gonna pick on B, finish B. No saving allowed. No fun. Nickelback on that hunt. And Crad on the other side. Suspicious. Nickelback too damn quick. The bane of Crad's existence.
forZe are feeling pressured. They're buying into this one. Ooh. Don't quite know if everyone is in the same camp here.
Yeah. Given the stretch, given that they had 6 straight, for their money to be as in the dumps as it is, shows how close these rounds have been. Good tag. That AWP has done damage, but they were really hoping that he finished off a whole frag.
Could have been a recovered rifle if he had as well, right? Shalfie's got the Kevlar. The Eagle gonna be palmed over.
It's all fine. There's nobody B anyway. Nobody even rotating close heaven just yet. Miss Smokes, Miss Mollies. They're kind of just burning funds for fun. Not a one round.
Travis wants to pad up his stats a little bit as well. He's not been having the greatest game.
Also, they know an AWP is around, so yeah, actually quite valuable to get rid of it, considering it's a hefty buying decision.
And Anderson spotted out as well. Shalfie gone. Travis knows that that's just a little bait and switch. Meanwhile, Zorte's up is out. Listen, I know Jerry can drop the up in the next round, but this is still terribly unideal. This is what, a $1,900 loss bonus. If you pick up the AWP, all you're getting with that is a smoke and Kevlar.
Yeah, great identification, at least for 1 win. The importance of that AWP is certainly going to be a ripple effect for this forZe defense. Whether or not they even commit to a buy here is still up for question. You know, Crad can certainly go for FAMAS, half armor. Like you said, Jerry can drop an AWP. There can maybe be a Zorte MP9 as reciprocation. You just spent $4.5 on me. Here's 1,200, and yeah, looking like that's going to be the way this pans out. Even just being given a pistol, it's even less than an MP9.
I do kind of hate this buy.
Yeah, it puts 1 win in a pretty solid position to
equalize.
Contest for 14, yeah. Push it to a tie game. But why would you put your faith in Zorte? 18 kills, and he's been pretty quick about it.
Listen, that is true. And Result finding Nickelback is massive, but it is a lot of faith in Zorte round after round if you want to continue these buying habits. Yeah. Faith in Zorte might have been slightly lost. Crad's position not quite checked out, so he will be able to pick up the frag and recover the AWP if he'd like to. Jerry, in the meanwhile, can proceed forward. He's going forward at, Jerry and Result are going forward at a snail's pace. They will be clearing this angle soon. Result able to find the pre-fire on the Forester. And an AK recovered for Jerry. Meanwhile, 2 players in through Monster they go. forZe in a 4-on-2, but everything working out for themselves. But Deco is going to be able to find the first and the second. A 1-on-2 where he hunts for Crad. And he's collected 40 seconds, plenty of time to rotate back over to whichever area of the map he'd like to go to. Shalfie is dazed and confused, and Deco has sold it. He's sold the fake that he could have rotated back to A. All he has to now be careful about is that Shalfie isn't already here. But with 20 seconds left on the clock, Shalfie knows that the more time that goes by, the more likely this A bomb site seems to be in his mind because of the long rotate potential that could be here. Deco, however, has moved past. There's 10 seconds left. Shalfie's played this perfectly. They've won the round out right here and now. Deco on the retreat backwards, shadow spotted and now shot through the wall. As great of an attempt he may have made, Deco's triple will be insufficient to give them the round.
Yeah, no, great patience there from Shalfie. Like you said, there was more chances as time was dwindling down. The longer that Deco didn't plant, that he could have just been pushing CT, he could have been re-navigating through con. Shalfie got there so late that it was almost impossible for him to make a read. But he just gambled and just tried to play a safe position inside deep CT, you know, hovering between the 2 bomb sites. And as soon as he hears any presence, you know, he started to gamble, start to hedge his bets over at B. But as soon as he hears steps being made and util being thrown out by Deco, it's just a done deal. Nothing really Deco could do about it unless he came out hard swinging, hard clearing for Heaven. But he thought he had more time than that.
forZe are still without full utility, right? So this is still a round where 1win have a respectable shot of trying to bring things back over, but trying to climb 4 straight without losing a single breath after these rounds have been as close as they have. It goes both ways, right? Boomich somehow managing to avoid dying to the AWP every single time.
Yeah, this guy's got really strong knees. It's not enough to cripple him. Not enough to take him out of the equation. They'll still get long control. Zorte didn't want to stick around, like you said, low on util, so holding on to deep positions is even more difficult. Not saying that if he has a full belt, he would have decided for that particular decision. But it's still something that can be considered. There's actually even a smoke that's dropped, and it actually results in Zorte's death. It rolled out into the open, and Deco punishes.
Disastrous. Absolutely disastrous. You've lost out your AWP and they're setting up for a full-scale execute onto A. The cross has been made. Shalfie needs the frags, but he's not going to be able to find anything. First is free. Second might have been as well if Nickelback hadn't turned around in time. 4 HP is all he's got, and it isn't going to be enough to have a safe plant. He needs to have teammates winning out duels, and that's exactly what Travis is giving them. What a blunder from Zorte.
What a way to lose a round. Yeah, that's got to be so disappointing, so demoralizing, considering that looked like they were in the right positions. You know, if Zorte is able to just have his AWP and stay within the bomb site, could see that Shalfie goes just as uncleared as this, and with enough of a distraction, you know, all these players coming out CT could have had more influence, but it's a free kill, and it doesn't get much freer than that. Deco had to hit the shot, but it's not luck if you put yourself in position to capitalize on it. They're a bit downtrodden now. 1,400 is all they got for that loss. And yeah, they're gonna leap at it. What can you do when you're at this loss bonus? Force buying makes the most sense. They should be able to squeak out another just before the end of this of regulation, but we could certainly see 1win pushing us into overtime. That will be the necessity for them. That's the target.
Boost to be coming in. Double boost on the sandbags. Nickelback is ready for that possibility. Crad.
Dude.
Oh, he's been spotted out. He's been spotted out. They know exactly what's coming their way. Crad can't get anything out of this angle.
I really do feel as though there are certain elements of you're trying to steal what we used to do. You know, we all used to play together. How dare you try that against me?
Actually, for a bit.
Yeah.
Like that exact play, and Tropic really liked going for that, funnily enough. So maybe.
And I think they heard like one tag through the wood. I think there was one player closer to the short tunnel than Nickelback, and so it might have just called that, oh, you hit somebody on short, and suddenly all suspicions were raised. That was their one gimmick that they had coming into this round, and so now they have to very quickly reset.
Resol's the only one who can get anything out of this round with the 5-7 in close range and close proximity, but come on, man, there's 6 flashes that are likely going to be coming his way. No, they're playing contact. Jerry's got a flashbang. Jerry spots them out as they're coming over. forZe will find Shalfie, and the M4 is dropped. The 5-7 of Result is unable to be activated. Hell, it's Zorte's flash that actually keeps him blind. So not quite what you wanted from your fourth fight. Zorte the only one able to collect on a frag, and that doesn't really matter at all.
We are set up to go that full distance. Even to think, you know, one win, fairly new established team. Those 3 players that were picked up at the start of this year, forZe making roster moves themselves, but forZe have already been able to establish themselves as one of the big threats in the CIS region. People talk about them a lot. They're able to beat not only 1, but 2 regional teams that you would certainly place above them in normal circumstances. When it came to ESL Pro League Group D, find themselves in the quarterfinals already. But one win are certainly testing them, pushing them to their absolute limit. Boomage farming up on the anti-eco. Well, this is a certainty. A 14th round here for one win. Shalfie can only get 1 as a bit of respite. But I don't imagine they're even going to feel comfortable to let him save this weapon. All's good in Love and War. Boomage was even tagged to low HP, so he just threw his AK out of the map just in case.
Look, I know you're saying all's good in Love and War. You know what isn't good? Zorte's buy. He doesn't have an op.
Last couple rounds he's had it, he hasn't been able to do much with it, in all fairness.
I wasn't going to point it out. Okay, I was going to be nice about it.
You know, just to play the devil's advocate. You know, maybe he doesn't need the AWP. Oh. Nobody went heaven this round. Even if he had constructed it as fast as humanly possible. That is a lovely shot onto by Crad. Boomage being an absolute nuisance in so many rounds gone by. 24 for him, but Crad has been a perpetual threat throughout this series. Showing that tenure, showing that experience, and down a man when one win need this round most. They have grinded to get into this position. They know forZe got to 15 first.
Oh no. Fortunately, no one nearby in airshot.
They're still scared that Crad's nearby, so being very meticulous.
They've lost out on half of the round in just doing that, though, right? You've got no presence out on B, and with how aggressive Result is, Jerry's initial spam as well will have given him slightly more safety with any feelers that he wants to extend back out towards the outside of Monster. Information is good for the CTs right now. It's great, even.
Nothing for free. Nothing is easy. 30 seconds, and finally these smokes and Molotovs will rain in. It's all about this A-hold.
Shalfie even forced back by the Molotov. They would rather play retake and wait for Result and company to come in. Crad and Zorte find nothing. Travis, up to 23 right now, is having a rougher game earlier on, but with Result's demise being met, overtime is calling. forZe, Jerry and Shalfie are surely up to many tasks, but this might not be one of them. Nico, the cover of back, so there's no way for Shalfie to move forward beyond Deco just missing out on a crucial shot, and that will not happen. Jerry all alone, a 1-on-4, a chance that simply does not exist. 15-15, we're going to overtime, and we're going to a break before we can see what it holds in it.
Well, we're off to a break to find out. Join us in just a moment.
You sick of all the same dudes running up, follow you around, hope you fall in love, but they don't see you like I do, yeah. All your friends, they see it too, that I'm the one who looks you in the eye, speaking like I mean it, what's inside, know these others try and play the part, but I'm the one who made it to your heart. Yeah, I show up on time, I know you need that love, tell you everything that you don't hear enough. I fly you out to Paris, see the way they staring, always on my mind, you know I need that love. Yeah, I show up on time, I know you need that love, tell you everything that you don't hear enough. I fly you out to Paris, see the way they staring, always on my mind, you know I need that love. You know I'm always one step ahead of you, holding open doors when you're walking up, cause they don't see me like you do, yeah. There's nothing I won't do for you, I'll be there for you, I'll be whatever you need from me, I'll be, even when it's hard, just know I'll be holding it together, girl, you know that's on me. Yeah, I'm the one who looks you in the eyes, speaking like I mean it, what's inside, know these others try and play the part, but I'm the one who made it to your heart. Yeah, I show up on time, I know you need that love, tell you everything that you don't hear enough. I fly you out to Paris, see the way they staring, always on my mind, you know I need that love. Yeah, I show up on time, I know you need that love, tell you everything that you don't hear enough. Fly you out to Paris, see the way they staring, always on my mind, you know I need that love.
Sent into overtime despite all odds. One win arrive with victory on their backs, but will it be in their future? forZe have crumbled, but they have not completely faltered yet.
Yeah, it's not always been the prettiest Counter-Strike. It's been a bit dicey at points. Even that last round from one win looked like it was going to be a forZe one instead. Great nade to kick off our overtime right into the mouth of Nickelback and Boomich. Deco just taking some residual shrapnel, but weak in the knees. And this time Zorte, still holding over it long, will maintain his position for a little longer. And in fact, he's missed the timing where they've crept in past Fountain through middle and could find one of these tertiary players, one of the players deep behind, but fires off a shot and has to retreat. But his retreat is now siphoned because he stuck around for that much longer. So an opener, and once again Zorte empty-handed.
Flashbang through for Shafi as they're just trying to make sure that the CTs cannot feel comfortable getting into solid positions where they have taken forward angles. Playing closer to the signboard, it has to be eliminated. Shalfi left with 2 points of HP. Again, the wall bangs going out the other way. Shalfi is able to get a quick kill and even gets away from the fire on time. The crossover impossible without contending against him, and Travis, as clean as his entries have been, including in the round required to take them to overtime, it's Krad to find forZe, an old friend taken down, but there's still 3 more to deal with. One win. The bomb site is theirs. And Krad, his head has been bonked down upon. Deco to shut him down. One win will be the first to 16.
Commanding stuff from one win. This T side has had its dips and dives, but when we got to the end of regulation, 6 out of the last 7 won by one win, and now in the overtime, straight in with success. This was with them tanking that nade. This was with Zorte having another chance at an opening duel. They missed the timing. They weren't sure he'd hang around it long, but he wasn't even cognizant of the fact that they could have stuck around themselves. There were 2 chances at a kill through heaven with this 4-man boost assembled, but neither shot upon. They don't know how close they were to falling victim to that. One win looking solid. They have really pulled their socks up. It felt like we got a very neutered, almost not quite ready for the caliber of play one win at the start of this series. But each game, each map, they've slowly leveled up. This time, forZe will not concede an opener. In fact, they find 2. 5 on 3 rather quickly and make it even worse than that. 2 and 1. They have all been systematically plucked out of the equation. Deco, the only man that's left standing.
Didn't realize it's a countdown we've got going on, but the clock is surely going to be ticking out as far as the numbers of one win are concerned. Deco. Shot's been missed onto him, but Krad is still right behind, so not a single casualty in forZe's own 16th, one that they really wish they found earlier on.
And you think with how many dangerous late rounds we've seen, how has a round like this even come to fruition for forZe?
Yeah.
Just finding isolated duels all across the map, that feels like something they haven't been able to get away with since like the very start of their CT side, maybe.
And not for lack of trying, right? We did see Zorte time and time again going forward to try and get some peeks through. Result went for this exact same play in the past as well. One winner just trying something different in overtime and it didn't work. And now you're back to Yeo Faithful, which is the B side. Hit Travis, accelerating as he moves in through Monster. Boomers to break blood. Jerry to back off, but not finding anything in the process of doing so. Demise has been met, and Krad's the only one to frag yet again. Will be eliminated. forZe this time getting the better of his former teammate. Is Shalfi as a solitary man, the lone wolf, one that is really has had all of his teammates gunned down. The pack is gone, and Shalfi might as well be as too.
Yeah, double swing. They timed it perfectly, and so that first half of the OT has them with a 1-round lead. That super clean CT round from forZe will be a heaven send, but they're gonna have to go back to what was a long time ago since they've been on the attacking end of the equation, and it'll be that much harder to come up with solutions that work, because there was a decent amount of success, but then also we saw some of these rounds completely fall apart on the attack. We thought, what, 7 was going to be enough. And even with all the success they've had, just the fact that the tides have turned so heavily, you know, momentum is a thing and is very much tangible. They haven't been able to get production out of many of their other players, aside from Crad. You know, he has been a consistent factor in this series. But the other experienced head, you know, the one that I think people were a bit questioning and scratching their head about, Nickelback and Boomich. Why do you have 2 in-game leaders? Boomich has been doing so much for
Absolutely.
1 win throughout this map.
Now, Boomich has been massive. The amount of crucial kills, but maybe more than that, crucial lives that he's been able to give. And I know that sounds weird, but he's been able to stay alive by jumping around weird angles, keeping himself on low HP, and just making it so the op of 1 win is forced back. Zorte's missed like 4 shots on him where he's got either a wallbang or a leg shot. That's not just a coincidence.
Yeah, Boomich has been playing that fearless style that we were asking for.
Smoke down on the Molotov will reveal Travis's position. Travis finds it through the smoke though. Result is gone. And that op hasn't revealed itself yet. Deco's in a tricky spot already. Made even more so by the fact that Krad's angle is not an ideal one to be peeking into. This Deco is so hard to trace out.
About whether or not Crad takes that challenge, takes that chance. Another Molotov into connector. They know that they're in presence, and one will get burned out. Deco will have to deploy his own smoke, so they know there's another one where that came from. Do they realize it's the AWP? Likely that secondary player over at A, unless they pulled someone away from the B side setup, but that's what Shalfie's trying to investigate. Maybe there's a vulnerability.
Find this one, but the more important deal will be for Jerry to connect with Deco in his ascent to the B bomb site. Rotation from Deco will come from heaven. They've got the front site smoke lined up. forZe with a grenade to be raining forward. It'll be at least peppering down Jerry to some extent, but Jerry's just hoping to be forced to hold them off. A one-way setup for Crad as they are going to be trying to face him down. The AWP from heaven has been blocked off, and Zorte, well, he's going to have to do a lot of heavy lifting because Nickelback and Boomich are taking down his teammates. 15 seconds on the clock, a 1-on-3, and the bomb that seemingly cannot be planted as the peek forward comes through. Boomich does not reveal, and again that veterancy coming into effect, and Zorte, all he can hope for is stats. That is stats he cannot collect.
Yeah, and all just empty calories. What can you do? 1 win at 18. 2 swings, 2 chances to put this one to rest. A forZe that many are excited about. I mean, the purpose of making it through this bracket would be to secure a spot in ESL Pro League Season 18. They're already in the playoffs of Season 9 or Season 17. That's ongoing. They're in the quarters. They placed first. They would not be denied. Lo and behold, it might be a newer look 1 win to do them in.
Boomich getting aggressive towards long is going to be giving them a lot more space where they can feel comfortable around this. And Boomich has been playing these angles a few times over, right? Be it the long side of toilets where he's trying to get a sneaky terrorist who is trying to proceed forward, or just playing from tree itself. Now, adjustment comes back when the minute mark is hit. He's back to the toilets, as we have seen before. Jerry's read into it this time, though.
Big kill to find. Boomich, the only one that remains at 30. It was a race at one point or another, but Boomich quick on his feet and quick to snap to heads. Smoke down from Travis. He has to be able to isolate one of these duels. Reinforcements is here, but a 1-for-1 trade. A Molotov, an extra player is available, and a Molotov missed as well on Truck. This allows both of them to sit pretty inside of the defense on A, and it's going to disrupt what this execute had planned here for forZe. They've waited so long, though, that it should be considered.
This is going to be Yuto. The flashes aren't connecting either. Deco's in the perfect position. He's got a supporting player over here as well, and that's forZe to come into play. Another frag found. Deco misses, but forZe will not. Gives them another chance as Zorte will finally refrag. Bomb can be tapped, but Zorte does not want to commit in for it. He's looking around, he's searching. It's a 2-on-1. There's nothing they can do. Nickelback will seal the deal, and forZe will find themselves in the lower bracket. Despite being on map point, on match point for so long, they just cannot close.
Yeah, I mean, a massive surprise coming into this series. That first map in particular, it felt like forZe were just going to take over.